Welcome to Midland Squirrel Hunter. We're into the second part of the little mini series, how to establish your grey squirrel shoot. The first part being building a feeder. As you can see, my feeder's just there. Got my trail camera as well. It's not essential you have a trail camera, but I will walk you through how to set your feeder up, how to set your trail camera up, and then finally we'll set up a screen or a hide. Now that's something I've given quite a bit of thought to. I didn't want to just put a two-man pop-up hide there. One, because this is not really going to be an established shoot. I'm doing this purely just for the how-to video. I will be pulling squirrels from other feeders that we've got in this area to this feeder. So once we've done a shoot on this, I'll probably take it down. The second being cost efficiency. There's no need for me to go out and buy a hide when I've got plenty of raw material here I could make a screen from. So I'm going to go down the avenue of a little bit of bushcraft, and I will just basically make a screen. That'll be 3 stakes in the ground, and then I'll just weave some sticks and twigs between that. Be about 4 foot by 6 foot wide. So I'll go around now and get a load of fallen twigs and sticks, and then we'll come back, set that up and get into the video. We've got the feeder then that was made in the last video, so that's ready to go. We're in a lovely little area. I can pinch some squirrels from over there off of the feeder that we've got, and we've also got a feeder just over there as well. Well, probably about a mile over there, but I'm pretty sure we'll get some visits. Got the trail camera. As I say, it's not essential that you actually have one of these, but it will make your shoot a lot more efficient. You'll know timings. And the thing with squirrels, they are very regular, so if you've got one coming at 7:30 in the morning, it's more than likely it will come around about that time every single day. And then we've got a rangefinder. Again, it's not essential. You could paste this out rather than rangefind it. This is only a cheap golfer's rangefinder, about £30, something like that. But it does help just to check your distances. So I'm thinking of setting the feeder up over there on maybe this tree or one further at the back, and then I will build a screen further back there. So I'm in a decent part now where I can source a bit of material. I've got quite a lot of hazelnut at the back of me, as you can see. I can chop some of that back, some of the new growth, it'll actually help it. It's red hot today. Don't look it, but it's about 30 degrees, a bit cooler in the woods, but I'm sweating like mad. There's a lot of fallen branches and twigs on the floor, so I can source some of that as well. I've got with me, as you've just seen, my trusty little Shih Tzu Betsy, who's down here having a mooch about. I've got my S-wing axe, been a good old axe over the years, still nice and sharp. I've got my knife. Come into the woods, you should always have a knife on you, really. And I've got some paracord. This will help me to carry a bundle of twigs and branches back to the spot where I'm going to be shooting. It's not essential that you have these things, but it does help. I mean, if I want to cut the hazelnut back, I've got that. It's going to also help me to put a spike on the end of the stakes. I could also do that with the knife. I've got the knife just for the sake of having it. As I say, I never really come into the woods without one. So let me just start sourcing some material, and I'll show you how you can use the paracord to carry a bundle of timber. You're going to need roughly about 6 to 7 foot of paracord. So this piece, I'd say, is about 7 foot. All you'll do is find the 2 ends, put them together. So naturally on the other end, you're going to end up with a loop. Say my arm's your bundle of wood. You put the 2 ends through the loop, obviously having the timber in the middle. Draw that tight, and there you go. That can then go over your shoulder, and you've got the rest of the string to hold it, and you'll be able to just carry that to where you need to go. A bit more comfortable than carrying a load in your arms and it falling all over the place. Hopefully this will might prove me wrong. Right, so I've got a bundle of sticks down there, can't really see it. I'm just having a quick cup of tea. Betsy's got a bowl of the stuff. I have moved slightly from where we were this morning, so I've come a couple of 100 metres deeper into the woods. There's a bit of a clearing here. As you can see, there's a tree just there. That's where I'm planning on putting the feeder. I'd say that's roughly 25 to 30 yards out. I will check that distance. I'm going to put the screen up first. I'll check it while I'm doing that. Then when I put the feeder up, I will check from the feeder back to the screen, just in case I need to move it forward. The feeder, that is, not the screen. I'll then set the camera up, so run you through all of that, and then we'll be about there with the video. I'll then go on to make the third one, which will be zeroing your rifle and just run through ammunition and grouping, and then we'll go on to do an actual shoot and hopefully get a few. I'm pretty confident we will. As I've said earlier in the video, there are other feeders within this area, so we'll definitely get visits. I'll give it a good few weeks though to establish it. We'll knock a few off, and then they'll go back to the original feeders that are around here. As you can see, it's starting to take a bit of shape now. It's not massively high. I'm putting a few more stakes in just to make it a bit more stable. And that'll give it a bit more height, but what you can do is you can just put some branches up vertically. That will also break you, as long as you've got enough room to just get your rifle barrel through and you can see clearly through your sights, you'll be fine. We'll go a little bit higher with this. I'll just prep on and get it done, because as you can hear, it's started to rain now. It's actually quite nice, cooling things down. I'll get the feeder set up. So that's the screen all built now. Really easy to do. Like as I've said, just put a few stakes in, weave it in and out, and as you're doing that, put a few vertical. They'll also support it. Weave a few more in and out if you can. Use any trees just to rest some branches off. Build it up in layers and build it up in height. That's big enough now. I've left a bit of a window for me to get the rifle through and adjust that anyway when I'm in there. I'm now going to get the feeder strapped to the tree. I've checked the distance. We're at 24 yards. I do use yardage just because that's how I learned my craft. That was the jargon that's used. A lot of people use meters. You do whatever you want to do. Rangefinder will give you both if you've got a good one. So I've range found that, and it is, I've used the rangefinder on that, sorry, and it is at 24 yards. Once I've strapped the feeder to the tree, I'll also range climb back to the screen, and I'm pretty sure it will be the same, but it's nice to just double check that. I'll then get the camera set up, and towards the end of the video I'll show you a few different ideas for hides. I've got some on this land that I've built. We've got a little 2-man pop-up tent, we've got 1-man pop-up tent, festival kind of toilet things, a shed, sometimes we use as trucks, so you can really use anything. This is just a screen. All it's going to do is just blank off my silhouette. I've got trees at the back of me as well that are also held, and yeah, we'll get the shoot out of this eventually. I'll probably give it 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, and we'll be good to go. That's the feeder strapped to the tree. Just use the rangefinder, just a really cheap golfing rangefinder. We are at 24 yards, so it's the same both ways. I've got the camera, which I'm now going to strap to one of the trees just behind me that's facing this feeder. That's to the side of me, not behind me really. Just do that with a strap that's provided. You've got a few loops. Whatever camera you've got, there will be a way of mounting that to a tree. You sometimes get brackets as well. But with this one, you can screw into the bottom and screw the bracket to the tree, but I like to just strap it. It's easier for me. With this one as well, you get a little screen, so when you situate it on the tree, you can actually see what it's looking at. Some of them you don't get that. There's simple buttons, they've all got instructions on them down here. You've got your on and off at the bottom. You see that'll turn it on, that's gone on to like test. And that will record and do whatever else you need it to do. You can set it for photographs, you can set the time for how long you want it to record. I tend to set it for 10 seconds, just because it gives me a bit more scope on what's there, because sometimes it might be that a branch moves first and then the squirrel appear, or a bird, or anything like that. Sensitivity as well, try and set it to about medium. Set it to too sensitive, it's going to go off with the wind and all that kind of thing. So just bear that in mind, run through your options and just adjust them to suit. One other thing I will say, when you set your camera up, try and leave it for a good 2 weeks to get the footage. After you've had a shoot, if you have taken any graze from your feeder, then again, put your camera back out, because your times are going to adjust. The one thing these can't tell you is what squirrels come into the feeder. So you could take one squirrel out, that might be the only squirrel you've got. It might come 5 or 6 times a day, and you could think, oh, it's different, it's 5 or 6 different squirrels. That's not always the case. So if you knock one off the feeder, again, set your camera up after you shoot, another 2-week period, take your camera down, study the times, try and shoot according to your times. You'll get a lot better success rate with that, and just keep on top of things. The more you use your camera, the more you'll get used to it. It is really going to help you out when you're shooting graze or dispatching graze from feeder. They're perfect for that. They'll be your best friend. So yeah, I'll get that strapped to a tree now, top this up with nuts. I've also got a few sunflower seeds and some mealworms I'm just going to place on the tray to bring visiting birds in, because they will also bring grey squirrels. The squirrels will see the birds visiting the feeder and come down to investigate. This is an open feeder, so I am going to actually lose quite a bit of feed to birds, but I'm prepared to do that just to establish this. Yeah, and then we'll just keep peanuts inside it mostly. I'll fill it probably half full, check it every few days. If you can, I'd say that you do the same with yours. Top it up however high you want, but come and check it every 2-3 days, because they can really get through them, especially this time of year. And there's nothing worse than an empty feeder, because then they'll start to destroy the feeder and get inside it. They don't understand that there's no food there. They'll just keep going and going. They can still smell the scent. So just keep on top of your feeding, keep on top of your camera. Try not to disturb it for 2 weeks, your camera, but then after that, take it home, get your footage off it, download the footage, study that and shoot accordingly. So setting your camera up, really easy. Just find a tree that's facing your feeder. Don't be too far out, maybe 5 yards. Just make sure that you are actually facing your feeder. As I say, with this one, you're actually quite fortunate that you have a little screen so you can see what it's looking at. Put it onto test mode. With this particular model, that's what you put it onto. Obviously read through the instructions of yours. It'll give you a 5-second countdown, and then it will start to record after that whenever there's motion. Strapped to the tree, I just like to give it one more round and tie it off, and then that's it, it's good to go. You just basically leave it there. Whenever anything touches the feeder or comes past the feeder, whenever there's any activity or motion, this will record for 10 seconds. I think actually I've just set this to 20 seconds. Make sure your time and date's right as well, and then just work to that accordingly and you should be okay. So that's this video about done. The feeder's topped up to roughly just above that band there. That'll be more than enough for until I come back to check and see if there's been any activity. I've left some sunflower seeds and dried mealworms out on the tray in the little retainer just for the songbirds that are visiting. They will bring the squirrels in. They'll also eat the peanuts as well. Camera strapped to the tree, so that's all ready to go. Time and date's all set. The screen's set up and been built, so we're at the end of the video. I will leave a little bit at the end just showing you some other hide ideas that we use. I've got 2-man pop-ups, all sorts. Be really nice as well if you could leave me a bit of feedback in the comments telling me what kind of hides you use, distances you shoot at, what you use in your feeders. It's mainly peanuts, but as shooters are always interested, especially as grey shooters, always interested in what feed people use. Peanuts cost a bomb. Always looking for a cheap alternative. That's the truth of the matter. What cameras you use, if you use cameras, how you go about that, and just have fun basically on your squirrel management. I hope this video has been a big help to some people, especially those beginning, starting out, that have messaged me on Instagram. Really do appreciate that, so continue doing that as well. And yeah, it's been a pleasure, so thanks for watching.